All right, we are live. Welcome to the Spin, June 26th, and we have a jam-packed show today.
There
Here he is.
What's going on, Jay?
Hey.
We got, as you can see, Jay Crouch live from Australia, and then we got
Shane. It's weird. This is the first time I've seen you in the comments. This is strange.
it's like the Proven show tonight. We got Jay Crouch from Proven, and then we have I guess 25 hours Kiefer Lammi.
Fresh meat.
Yeah. So he'll be joining us here in about 15 minutes. And then obviously we'll go to some blind rankings. Then we're going to go through all 80 athletes. John, Tyler, and I will be ranking all of these guys and women.
Big show.
And then a little World Cup update for Heat 1. So
we gotta tell Jay about the World Cup before we get off with him.
I assume he's one of the athletes. Spin, are you coaching Oceania?
Yeah, so Spin is Oceania coach.
Yeah, Jay is definitely one of my athletes. So
that would be hilarious if he wasn't.
We'll swing back on it before we let him go. We'll swing back around on it.
Yeah. So Jay, I saw you've been in first, and second in semifinals. Third place. I saw a photo. I think it was on
what happened, Jay?
I saw it on the CrossFit Games like press photos. I think it was just maybe a bad timing, but you did not look happy. Was that the case, or was it just a matter of you just weren't smiling at the time?
Maybe not smiling at the time. No, I think the top three boys, it was a pretty good show all weekend. We're going back and forth. So I honestly, I would have loved to win again. Of course, I was going in there to try and win it for a third time in a row. It would have been pretty special, all that. But honestly, I was pretty happy with my performance. I knew the snatch on was going to sort of be the one that if I executed it perfectly, I was going to be in that position to win. Or if it wasn't, then I probably wasn't going to be, So, yeah, I was happy with my performance over the whole weekend. So, yeah, ultimately, I think the top three boys there are probably going to be potential to finish top 10 at the game. So anything can happen.
Yeah, I would say the three of you guys probably put on the best competitive show of all the semifinals. You guys were battling back and forth the entire time.
Yeah, and backstage as well with all the banter.
It's too bad Sevon wasn't. We couldn't get him down to Oceania.
Yeah, let's do that.
We need a behind the scenes correspondent for Oceania.
Yeah, we do. We're not have to work on that.
When before the semifinals, obviously, kind of expecting three people for Oceania, and then to kind of change in the format, added a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you're favored in one of the three, but did that take any pressure off of you? Did you feel any kind of okay, I have a little room for error. I can kind of enjoy myself a little bit more and approach it maybe a little bit different than if it's look, I only got three and I know two guys are going to be right up there.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That extra spot, just that little bit more cushion room, it's always been pretty cutthroat. If we had a workout, outside of the top 15, it's almost hard to fight back for that top three spot, So that's exactly what it did. And I think it was also sort of more cool for me to be give up and coming athlete a spot, right? And I'm good mates with Pete Ellis, so to see him get in is pretty cool. So yeah, and on the women's side, it was wide open as well. So it's only good things for our region, and gives these up and coming guys a shot at and a good experience at the games.
Yeah, I want to back up. So you are with Proven now. We talked to Maddie after, I guess was it Down Under. She's obviously there too. But from your perspective, I think you joined Proven first.
Mm-hmm.
What made you make that jump to Shane and team?
I just needed to switch something up for sure. Years prior, I feel I had confidence in myself, but I never executed to sort of what I wanted to do there. So yeah, needed to change something up, and what better team to join? They've definitely proved themselves over the years, and it just makes sense. Awesome people from Australia, everything. They just ticked every box for me, and definitely the best jump that I could have made.
When did you make that jump?
When?
Yeah.
Straight after semifinals last year. So yeah, about a year now.
Okay, so that you were only with them a few months, and then hit the games, and then.
Yep, yeah. My games camp for last year was with Proven. Yeah, got a much better result, and look to improve on that again this year.
What was like? Was there something different about last year? Like, did you find that extra gear? Was there something mental? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
kind of were in that 20 range, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, I'm up there in the top 10.
Yeah, the biggest difference for me was like years prior, I feel like I'd get to the games and I'd literally just be surviving. Last year was like the training and all the work that I put in with Proven. Like I got to the games and I was like, all right, I'm competing now. Like I feel fine. Like this is nicer than training. Like I go through way harder days than what I was doing at the games. So yeah, I just felt like I could compete basically rather than survive.
That's from a health standpoint, or
I would say mental and physical. Like as far
I
as
think he means like the beat down of the game.
The beat
like
down,
nine events in,
Yeah.
you're done, and everybody
Yeah.
else is, and like the good people aren't done.
yeah, like I got to those day 3 and day 4s, and I'm like I would normally
Dragging
be
ass.
checked out and just want to finish, but I was like on, and I was firing all cylinders,
did you expect that going in? Did you feel that going in, or was it because you started out really strong and stayed up there? Like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, with the better results at the start, you kick it off pretty well, and then the momentum carries you through it almost too. But yeah, and that definitely helped. But again, the work that I put in before was like something that I hadn't done previous years. So I just trusted that, and then when the results were coming, I was like, let's go.
and then how has your off-season training differed this year now that you've had a full season with Proven compared to previous years?
Yeah, it's been big, like because of the first time I did Rogue, and I did Down Under in a team, then I did Waterpalooza in a team again. So it's been a massive off-season competition-wise, and I think with that, like obviously it was tough getting back into training for Rogue after the games, because like you straight back into almost training for the games, like it's similar. So it's been big, it's been good, and yeah, I'm feeling like the best I've ever felt, and yeah, just trust the team around me. I'm more motivated than ever. I'm having more fun, and yeah, I can't wait to get to Nashville next week.
I will say I watched the Proven Aussie training video. It just came out like a week or two ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And the videos, like they're a lot more. They're getting a lot more fun. That was one of the first ones that I watched. I was like, oh, that like one of my key takeaways from videos. I told Taylor Self about one of his training videos once. I was like, it makes me want to come train with you. And that's that when I watched your alls, I was like, oh, I want to go train with them, which is huge. Yeah. If you're gonna evoke that feeling out of a watcher, that's big.
Yeah, so. No, it's good times, man. We just like always talking crap, but then when it comes time to switch that on and get serious, we do. So we have a real good balance of that over there with those guys. And yeah, I suppose that's even watching that video back last week, I'm like, damn, get me over there now. That's cool.
It's not very warm in Australia right now. What is the temperature right now?
Right now, I reckon we'd be pushing like 10, 11, 12 degrees Celsius. I feel like the window behind me with the sun out sort of doesn't help what that looks like. But what do we got? We got
it's like 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, Fahrenheit. You're testing
around
me now.
Yeah,
let's say
and then
I guess that
Fort Worth is not going to be 10 degrees Celsius. It's going to be closer to like 30 degrees. I think that's like closer to 90, maybe even 100. Friday night is going to be hot on Farrington Field. When do you make it over to the States to train with the Proven crew and kind of try to get some heat acclimation?
Yeah, I'll be over there next Thursday. So I've been waiting for counting down almost the hours weeks ago. So I'm looking forward to getting into some summer. I think training's going to be much better because it's hard to warm up here at the moment. But yeah, over there next week. So I'll have about a month before, which is a bit longer than what I had last year. So that'll be good.
Do you do any heat-based training or do any sauna work to try to become more heat adapted?
Here in Australia, like
Yeah.
before.
I think they're fine in Australia, man. It's like a
Yeah, but you do a couple months, like that first month when it starts to warm up here, it's a little bit of a shock.
Yeah.
Nothing too like with that in mind. Like I sauna normally anyway. But yeah, it's always like I know last year, like prepping for the games, we were out in the sun a lot doing workouts in the sun. So it was fine by the time I got there.
Anything special that you are prepping on for this year's games? Like, are you working on any special skills, or you have any things that are last minute items?
I mean, going off workouts last year, I would say I feel like I'm touching a sandbag a lot more. I feel like that'll help a lot. But no, nothing like really specific. Just the same old games training for the most part.
What are your goals this year? Like, are you top 10 last year? I mean, is it podium or just go out there and just do it?
Yeah, I feel like what works best for me is just going out there and doing it, having fun. But yeah, man, like that's what I've got in mind is like that's where I want to be is on the podium. Yeah, if that happens, I feel like having fun, carrying this momentum over the whole weekend. Like I don't see why it can't happen. So let's do it.
What is your? There you go.
Are you nervous about your interview with Dave?
Yeah, I was speaking to that with Maddie this morning.
Do you think Dave knows who you are?
I mean, I would hope so. I did the announcement this year. I've met him a lot of times, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think he's asking people what they don't want to see and all that sort of stuff. So maybe I need a prep before we
see. This is an athlete's opportunity to just steal the show. You can direct this whichever way you want. He can't stop you. This is a great.
Yeah, you should be like, why don't you care about us, man? Like, what's your problem?
Yeah,
turn it to everybody.
That's what I was saying. I was like, oh, maybe he'll just get around and just forget the Aussies or something. But it might be. I think he might do like the Aussies or people from like different time zones closer to the games when we're like should be in America by then. You know?
Oh, that's a good thought. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your demeanor when you're at the games or at a competition? Are you more lighthearted, try to have fun, or do you keep to yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I just like to have fun with the other Aussie boys. It's just so funny, man. Like what we did this year, like it's just like such a less serious approach, like, and it's just a lot more enjoyable. So, yeah, no, I don't really keep to myself at all. I just like talking and, but not like crazy. Like when it's time to just like recover and stuff, like I like to have like just chill time, obviously, but. Yeah, for the most part, I just like hanging out with the boys, and it's always good catching up.
Do you think that's a cultural thing, or are there guys from Canada that are the same way?
I mean, they're probably similar, but yeah.
Who's the most serious person?
The most serious person
that you've ever encountered?
Yeah, I would say like I would have said like Justin up until Waterpalooza when I was in a team with him. I feel like he like at the games he's like pretty shut off. Like you'd see him just sort of in his spot, but with his team and stuff, which is cool. Like a whole different approach to go about it, and I mean it's worked for him, right? But yeah, then I was on a team with him at Waterpalooza. I mean that's obviously different, and I got to know him a bit more and stuff, which was awesome.
And then he grew the goatee and he let his feelings out a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say him. He was pretty good. But yeah, there's a lot of guys. It's a whole different approach to what we do.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you taking some time. And,
do you want to talk World Cup before you let him go?
Yeah, okay. World Cup. Tyler,
Jay,
World Cup.
Do you know what it is?
There's no way he knows what it is.
Okay.
I mean, no, but I feel like I'm pretty. Like,
Basically,
now and then.
we split up the regions back into the correct thing. So Tia's back in Australia.
So you go by citizenship.
Yeah. And then I found 5 coaches. Me, John, Spin, a guy named Travis, a couple other people. But basically, we all pick 6 athletes from our region. So I have the East. I can only pick athletes from the East. Canada has their own region. And what we're going to do is we're going to play you guys in the events that we think you're going to do well in, 1 athlete. But you can only be played 3 times. So Spin's your coach. Obviously,
right.
He's going to pick you for your team.
And
the
for the
Aussies
record,
have their own team.
Spin didn't think that y'all could have your own team. He said we should put Oceania
No, I was trying to make it
the
easier.
world team.
No.
And then we'll just have a world team because they can't compete with the
I didn't
big
say that.
3
I did not
regions.
say that. I did not say that.
But the whole point was that, like,
So that's your coach. He doesn't believe in you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, get out of here.
by the way, I tried to find an Aussie coach. It's so hard to connect with you guys.
That we're
But
going
the
to
whole
the games
point
as
is
well.
to evoke like this sense you want to be tied to a team, a pride. Yeah. So it's like, I like all the guys from the East, and I'm from the East. I want to pull for the team for the East. And so same thing with Oceania. Like, you guys have a real big fan base. And so it's like to kind of give that whole thing. So we'll catch up.
So when you have a wheelhouse
game.
event, you just send me a message and say, this is mine.
Okay.
I'm going to win this one.
Sweet.
Don't you worry. And I'll play you.
All right, I can do that.
Awesome, man.
I could do that.
Thanks, Jay.
Awesome, man. Well, safe travels over to Nashville next week, and then we'll see you out there in Fort Worth.
Sounds good. Nice to chat to you, boys.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Have a good one, Jay.
All right. And keeping on with the proven train.
What's up?
Mr.
What's going on,
Kiefer Lammi.
guys?
Yeah, 25 hours of Team Proven officially.
Yeah, something like that. I think I've been down here a little bit longer than that, but yeah, 25 hours since it's been public.
So if you do a podcast now, do you have to be in front of that Proven banner? Is that kind of how it works?
It's just the best spot here in Nashville for me to do it. It's quiet, gives a good backdrop, makes it pretty for you guys.
Just convenient.
Do you have to say that your opinions aren't those of Proven and they're only your own opinions?
I guess we'll find out what you ask me.
Nick's gonna be like, "Hey, dude, you can't say that."
He's definitely in the other room listening to this. Shane's probably never commented on a podcast before. He's in here like, this is him grilling me for the first time.
There you go. Yeah, big news. Obviously, leaving the Underdogs camp that you've been with for a few years. Can you kind of share what brought you to Proven?
Yeah, I think people wanted it to be like a juicy story of some sort, but the reality is
we're gonna keep pressed until you share that juicy story. But go ahead.
There really is no juicy story. It's more boring than people would think. A couple months back, they had posted a job listing, and to be totally honest, at the time, I was kind of just joking around with Kyra. I was like, I don't really know. I was interested. And I happen to be really close with Jarrett, who's been here for a while now. And we had a conversation about, what they were doing, the growth that they were trying to make in the business. And it sounded intriguing. And he connected me with Nick, who I've met a couple times. And so he and I were able to have a couple informal conversations, a little bit more just about like the direction they were trying to go, what they were looking to add to their team. And, he asked me a lot of questions about my goals and where I wanted to be in my career. And I just felt like things aligned really well. So it's, there was nothing wrong with my situation before. I would not be where I am without the time that I spent with Justin and Underdogs. And I would be the first to say that, but it just felt like a really good opportunity for me to continue to grow and to learn and to help a bigger team continue to reach their goals as well.
Yeah, you had a lot of athletes.
How does that conversation go? Yeah, like you're like, hey guys, you're all proven now. Like what is that? How does that go? Or do you represent Underdogs at the games for this year? Or it's kind of an awkward time, I guess.
Yeah, I think for outsiders it's an awkward time, and for me, and honestly for Proven as well. Like, the choice was that it was a job change for me as a coach first and foremost. It was them adding a coach to their roster. It was me changing roles and joining this team. And I had conversations with some of my athletes prior to get their opinion. And some of them I waited until it was more of a sure thing to have the conversation with them. And I told them the same thing. I was like, me changing jobs doesn't have to mean that you have to change what you identify as. Like, I'm still your coach. You're still my athlete, no matter what camp we're at. But I was really grateful that all of them essentially answered the same way. They were like, hey, like, you're my coach. I support you. If this is a great opportunity for you, I'm really excited. I'm excited to join the team. And, you know, Proven has been very supportive of them. They've had calls with all of the athletes so they could get to know them and stuff. But at the same time, I think being tactful about knowing, like, yeah, this is a weird time for people to make changes. And so they want them to know that they're giving them as much support as they would like, but they also have a lot of trust in me that, like, I've developed a relationship with my athletes. We're doing something well that's made the season go really productively. And so it's, you know, it's a win-win for everybody, because, you know, I have 4 athletes that are competing at the games, and now there's 6 other coaches that will be there to continue to help support them, including Shane and Tio, who have been more successful than anybody in the sport. So, you know, Kyra didn't get a choice, but for the rest of them, it's like, it's a discussion. There will be stages of discussions with them in terms of, like, to what degree they want to continue to grow with us. But it was a pretty easy conversation early on.
That had to feel pretty good that your athletes were like, yeah, like, we're with you no matter where you go. Because I think athletes are more generally tied to the label than they are the coach.
Unless they live there.
Like, I know that all the athletes were very, like, proud to be underdogs. There's no question of that. But I think that my goal and my job has always been to develop a really strong, deep connection with them as a coach. And my hope would always be, I would never blame them if they said, hey, I want to stay with underdogs. That's how I identify. But my hope would be that no matter what I do, that they want to come with me. And that's just reaffirming of the relationship we have.
Yeah. And so you're bringing to the games, Kyra, obviously, Luka Jukic, Bailey Martin, and Gracie Walton. Is that correct? Yeah.
And then 1 teen games athlete.
Okay. Who's that?
Kendall Gilmore.
Got it. So are you moving to Nashville at some point, or is it Vegas for life?
We're happy and content in Vegas. I won't say forever, but, you know, we own a house there. We have a really good training setup. Like the athletes, I have 6 athletes that train in person out there. They have friends, they have good situations with jobs and school and things like that. Like, I don't want to shake up their lives more than we have to. I think that was probably the hardest thing in making a change, was that I didn't want my changes to have to become big changes for them. And so as of now, the goal is to create as little change as possible. But like anything, like, it's a discussion that we will revisit after the season. We will revisit as my role continues to evolve to see what's best for the brand and what's best for us.
Do you think that will conflict with the underdogs camp at all, or no?
I hope not. But I also totally understand and respect, like, that, you know, like any camp, that I'm sure that there will be boundaries that we'll have to figure out. And I think we're still in a phase of kind of navigating that. But, like, we've all been very close and good friends for a long time. We've all trained in the same space while still working on individual things for a long time. So there's a world where we can coexist really well. But maybe there's also a place where it will be best for them or for me if we do find a different training situation in the Vegas area. But to be honest, like, it's just very new still. And so we're still trying to figure it out. And I'm sure it'll be a conversation as we continue to reevaluate it, but we'll see.
Are you worried about seeing Colton after your beef with him in the
have y'all had a conversation yet?
I was thinking about it today, though. I almost told Nick, I was like, hey, I need Colton's number. To be honest, we reconciled at semifinals before the event started.
There was nothing to reconcile about, man. I do find it funny, though, like, if Colton got, like, one of those little boxes and, like, just put it up and then stood on it just to eye to eye mean mug you. You know what I mean? Because you're very tall. I don't know if people know that, but you're a very tall guy. Yeah. Like, it would take a good, like, you know, a little box.
Might be a 12-inch box.
He knows how to take me out, though. He'll go right for my knees and we'll be at the same height quickly.
Yeah. Watching him wrestle with Jason at Crash was the funniest thing. He handled him like it was a joke.
Down on you. Yeah.
With your athletes going to the games, how has that process been? Like, bringing on Luca and then obviously working with Gracie as a new athlete to the games, Kyra being first time individual. How have you approached that, given we're a couple weeks after semifinals?
I think for
irrespective of everything that's going on with Bruno.
Sure. I think for all of them, the expectation this year was that they were all going to qualify for the game. So like, not that anything is a guarantee, but like we trained for this whole year with the goal of qualifying and moving on to that stage. So for us, this is just the next step in training. And so, it's just a lot of conversations about what they feel like they want the most time spent on in terms of continuing to build weaknesses to feel most comfortable going into the games or most confident. And then also like what concessions we're willing to make. Because for each athlete, there are things that like if we have a finite amount of time in the day, there's only so many things we can do. And everybody has to make a little bit of a decision for like where you want to hedge your bets more and where you want to lay off a little bit. And so, obviously what we've been doing from a fitness standpoint has been working really well. And so I don't want to go back and rewrite the wheel, but I just want to see like, okay, where can we emphasize things a little bit more? Where can we spend some more time? And more often than not, that's a collaborative conversation of like how we can become the most confident athlete going into the games, because it's not enough time to totally change who you are as an athlete or change your fitness. That takes years.
A lot of times, the athletes are going to say like, I don't worry about what's going to be programmed in front of me. But as a coach, how much are you watching others, listening to Dave's interviews, seeing Farrington Field? Like, how much does that play into how you think about the next 6 weeks of prep work?
I don't know, a lot and a little at the same time. Like I listen to it all and take it all in. And I feel like I'll like sit in the shower mulling things over and questioning everything that could come up for a while. But when it comes down to training and programming, I try to block things out a little bit and stick to the foundations of like what makes us better as an athlete. There's 1,000,001 tricks that we can try, and there's things that we touch on more and less. And I'm sure that the closer we get, the more that we'll try to like read into some of the notes and the hints and the things that come up from Dave and others. But I feel like every time I've tried to guess something for a stage of the season, I've been wrong. And so I think that if I remind myself that, I realize that like we can never really win this game by trying to guess what variation of what movement is coming up.
Yeah. And then what is like, you're obviously in Nashville. When does Bailey, when does Gracie, Luca come on over? And then are they going to be in Vegas, Nashville, both? Like, what is that look
Bailey and Jay? That would be that's a training.
Yeah, that'd be. No, it's they're actually, so Gracie gets to Vegas on Monday. Bailey comes like a week later, and Luca has decided to stay in Serbia for a training camp. He and Lazar are training there. They just have such a good setup. They're like, temperature is similar enough that they get a really good stimulus from that. They have a great training situation. Things like body work are much cheaper for them there. They're sort of isolated from outside noise of things. And so he felt like that was the most effective way he could do games training. And so we just continue to communicate remotely, and he'll get to Texas a little bit earlier. But yeah, I'll have, Kyra, Gracie, and Bailey together in Vegas for a training camp, which will be really nice. I don't know if Jay and Bailey could train for the games together for very long. It would get out of hand too fast.
I would be very nervous about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you jumping on, Kiefer. Congrats on the new role with Proven, and we'll see you at the games.
Thanks, guys. John, I'll be waiting for your rankings. Maybe I'll be in the comment section telling you what I think of them.
They're coming out.
Hey, listen, dude. Yeah. I'm still mad at you for not accepting your Australian head coaching job. So for the Heat World Cup,
he'll be a little busy.
You didn't offer it.
Oh yeah, I did. I did it publicly on Instagram.
That didn't feel like an offer. That just felt like you just rambling and mulling things over. I would happily.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of how I do things.
there isn't a whole lot of thought onto it.
Spin, you just let me know. I'll be your assistant coach if you need one.
Okay, I like that.
I just need to know when Jay and Bailey, Gracie are the ones to, yeah. What events are their wheelhouse? I know Gracie and swimming is done, but yeah. Well,
dude, hey, I'm the guy that they normally go to, Kiefer. I'm just gonna fill their head with wrong information. I'm gonna be like, nope, not that one. Gracie's got a hurt lat. I wouldn't pick her for the swim event.
I don't like
Her
this.
lat's been strained for a while.
Spin's getting a good relationship with his. Jason will lie to me just to watch me burn. I can't. This is bad news.
No, he won't.
Oh, God, he will.
Cool.
All right.
I appreciate
Thanks,
you guys.
dude.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
man.
much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
There you go.
Big day.
Proven day.
I don't think
day.
he's gonna like where I have Kyra, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I and just take it with a grain. Motivation.
This was maybe the hardest. I don't know if it's well, we'll get there when we get
We'll
there.
get there. But yes, it was go throw all 40 athletes on a board and then start putting them in order.
It's pretty rough.
And it does not get any easier. Before we get to that, though, it's time for some blind rankings brought to you by Manta Sleep.
I want to shout out to Manta Sleep. Whose office am I in right now? I'm in my brother-in-law's office at his house, which is only like 400 meters up the road. But it's because we've had no power for 24 hours. Last night, I wore my Manta Sleep mask, and I swear to God, I think it helped me sleep through the fact that it was like 85 degrees in the house. I swear it made a huge difference.
You're gonna need it for the RV, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
When
anytime
are
if you're
y'all
going to a
getting down?
hotel, I don't
Do
know.
what?
When are you guys getting down there?
Dude.
That's like 43 days away. I have no idea. It'll be Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what I need.
I
to do.
didn't know I was going to the east until 2 days before.
Going to the east.
Well, listen, some of us have lives, Tyler, and we need
Well,
to
you plan
schedule
away,
things
bro.
beforehand.
You plan away.
Yeah. So we'll definitely more planning to go. But when you're traveling, like and you're in a hotel and there's always lights coming in the room, the Manta Sleep mask is the way to go. So code SPIN, save 10% off.
My headphones
Yes.
are dope.
Yeah, they were the topic of conversation last week. I just didn't pull up the comments.
Oh, I didn't notice.
This week's blind rankings, it might be interesting. Games wants. So these are things you want to see at the 2024 CrossFit Games in Dickies Arena.
Oh boy. Okay.
It
Wide
has
open.
to be in Dickies Arena.
No, it's in Fort Worth. How about that?
Okay.
So yes.
Number one for me is that big roller. I want that.
The
back.
slug?
The
Yeah.
snail.
No, the slug or the snail? Which one?
Yeah.
But this is not just implements. I mean, this is just
Is it
things.
thing at the end of
just
chaos?
is just
This is
anything.
This is
Ooh, chaos.
something you want to see at the CrossFit Games. So
Okay.
It can be anything. Here we go. First one. A repeat event.
3?
5.
Well, you
don't wanna
like
see a
all new
repeat?
events, huh?
I don't care. 4.
That's what I'm saying.
4.
Like, okay, 4's. I'll go with 4. I'm not going with 5. We know there's something worse than that in there.
Something worse.
I kind of side with John. Like, repeat events are cool,
They're
but they're not.
lazy.
I'm not like, yes.
They're lazy. I mean, yeah. I want to see how much better we are. Guess what? We're better. The times are
Yeah.
going to be better. Shocker.
Or there's not a single event that you would be like, I'm so glad they brought this back.
Yeah,
Like, I love watching this.
The only thing I would take away from a repeat event is it was in the years that Rich competed, and it would just be another cap in my hat for proving why Matt Fraser is fitter than Rich Froning. But like, I don't care about a repeat event. I really don't.
Wow.
See, I don't know why I keep going back to this, but I could see Dave and Boz not making repeat events, but making plays off of.
I don't mind that. That's
prior
different.
events.
That's different. If you want to say like the Burden Run 2.0 and like it's a whole thing to show the new, that'd be pretty cool. Like, I know how you said you run from the pool to Dickies Arena, but think about it like if like what the Burden Run was. If you had a Burden Run 2.0, you could show the whole, this is everything that we're working with for the next 4 years. Like, and you just run and do stuff all throughout everything.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But that's not a repeat event.
That's fair. That's fair. So, yeah, I mean, Sarah Cooper, Amanda. I don't think they'll do Amanda I still stick to we're going to do snatches and muscle ups as some version of Amanda.
Okay, I was going to say, but you said version.
No, like because Amanda 45 was Madison. So do they have a different variation to make that work? The next one for things you want to see at the 2024 CrossFit Games. Savon's behind the scenes.
That's one or two.
I'm going to say two.
We'll go with two. I'm being reserved, and I'm wondering.
This is a hard thing because it's so much later. Like I don't get it. Like we're going to the games, right? This is like months after the games, and then I absolutely want it with all my heart at that time. But like when we're at the games, you know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about that, right?
Well, it's for me, I'm thinking about it because then we're all there partying together. And that's what I like.
Oh, so you try to play it up for the camera for behind the scenes that people will see. See, I give the people the real me, Tyler.
What are you talking about?
I want to meet Savon in person. I want to see how
you've
tall
never
I
met
am.
him.
I forget you haven't met.
No.
Well, however little you think he is, he's littler. Okay. it's pretty wild.
I think that would be the first interaction between Savon and Spin. Is like both of them say, "Wow, you're way bigger or smaller than you were."
And that's kind of what everybody does when they first meet everybody. Like I got that a lot. Like Caleb gets that a lot. Every time you see Caleb, people say, "Man, you're really tall," and
he's way taller.
Nobody knew that he was tall. Like Hiller was smaller than I thought he would be. And like everybody, every time you meet anybody, that's the first thing that happens. Like
I knew John was my size. I just didn't know he was as shredded as he is. And I was like, oh, wow. Which you were extra lean. We still have not talked about that enough. You were extra lean at the games. I don't know what you were doing, but you were pretty lean at the games.
What does that mean? No, I'll be that lean again. You know what it is, Tyler? I'm going to tell you. The Tour de France is in July.
Oh, you start biking up.
All right. And I bike a lot during the Tour de France. I sit there on my biker and I watch the last hour of every single stage the whole month of July. So I'm like 7 pounds lighter than what like my normal time is. Like if this was games training, I'd be the leanest, meanest part of like in August. That's when I'm like the most ripped I'm going to be. Yeah. Is in August. And it's because of Tour de France, honestly. That's why. But
nothing to do with the games. It's just Tour de France.
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to get ripped up for the game.
No. Seven does. There's that scene from the old movie Project X where the fat guy's running on the treadmill. And it's like 30 minutes before the party. And they're like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm getting fit for the party." And they're like, "It's freaking in 30 minutes, dude." He's like, "So it still works." That's like Savon 30 days out. He's like, "Yeah, I got to get ready for the
Hey, regardless of whether Savon's there, it'll be the first time John and I meet in person.
It will be.
God, it's so weird to me that some of us still all haven't met.
Yeah. Until this, I basically Wadapalooza. If you don't go to Wadapalooza, I don't meet you.
Yeah.
So it's a special time. The next games wants cuts. Do you want to see cuts?
I would put that as a 3.
Why?
Because I don't think they're irrelevant. And I do think it gives excitement in like events 6 and 7 that we wouldn't have otherwise. And I agree. I think there are some people that can make a difference once they do make the cuts. But if they do it right, I appreciate that it's only 20 people. It makes the last events go by so much faster. And it's the best people, and you don't have to wait to see the best people. And that first heat matters just as much as the second heat. They're both of equal importance with equal people we want to see. I definitely think you could cut to 30 and it wouldn't matter at all. Like the 30 through 40 ain't making a difference no matter what. 20 through 30, if it's a wheelhouse event, they would make a difference. But I am personally in favor of them. I like the way they've done it the last 2 years a lot. 2019 was an outrageously bad year, and it should be talked as such. People should have left their jobs from 2019, and many did. So I would say 3, but I like them. If you don't like them, we can have that talk.
John or Tyler, 3.
I mean, I say 5. But
What's your reasoning?
I don't want to see them. I don't care. It's like how you were.
So you want to see Ivan Kakartsev on Sunday. No,
I want to see the freaks.
You like that?
Be freaks.
I knew Tyler wouldn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, but we talked about that last year.
I know.
And
I
it
know.
worked out just fine.
Pragmatically, yes, I get nerdy and want to test. I just don't. I don't. Yeah, I get it. It's a pragmatic
and if
thing,
the
but
last
I don't want to see them.
If the event before the cuts is done right, it's awesome. Like and I said
that's what I'm saying.
I said this on Get With the Programming today. Think about it, the last semifinal event, the one with the lunges, and the muscle ups, and the bite. Think if that was the last event before the cuts. Can you imagine how many guys would just send it so hard? We'd have 8 Luke Parkers, and only 3 of them are going to make it. Yeah. That's awesome.
And if it follows the same path as last year, we're going to be out in Farrington Field for the first round of cuts. So
that's an interesting point.
You want to let the chat break the tie? First,
no, we can go with 3. I'm not passionate about cuts enough to argue with it. I understand your point.
Yeah, I personally like the cuts.
It doesn't. It puts us into a friggin' split. But I understand why you like cuts.
Yeah, I think it adds to it. Like, you got to perform. We saw that they could do it last year where the first round of cuts, you got 6 events. It was well-rounded enough that you couldn't argue about it. And then you had 3 more events on Saturday that were, again, pretty much well-rounded where, it wasn't going to bias one or anything, to the other. And we got down to the top 20. I don't think I missed anybody that was 21st and worse and be like, oh man, I wish I had seen him on Sunday.
Like it has to be done right, but I think they have done it right the last 2 years, and I think it's been pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The 4th one, you guys, 1st and 5th. You're setting yourself up for a really good
John's
pick.
like, this is a good thing.
Failure.
This is bad.
Here we go. A strongman event. It's like a legit strongman event.
I want to go with this being 1.
I was going to say 5.
I'm hedging my bets on this being on 5 being, or the last one being bad.
What if the last one?
I also really like
great.
I also really like strongman events. Like, no matter how they're programmed.
I like to do them.
Like, if you think about Rogue's Rogue Invitational, would you take any of those events and say put that into
the log
drag
press?
the bull or something like that? Like,
yeah,
lower the weight, but drag the bull.
I feel like we just come at this from way different viewpoints, because like when they do a strongman,
that's not our entire show at all, John.
No. Listen. Like, cause like when they do a strongman event, I immediately think, okay, what would I do in this? Right? Like, how would I do in this? And I feel like you can't relate. But like, if I think I can beat almost everybody in it except like 6 people, like, it's not entertaining for me. You know what I mean?
I don't look at them that way at all. I look at them and
I like feel like I'm missing out on the fun, because it's like one of the only things that I can do with everybody. That's great. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, I just really want to do it. And then I'm just watching people who suck do it, and then I'm watching a couple people who are pretty good do it.
See, like Jacqueline Dahlstrom lifting that sandbag and
awesome.
Like, it's you versus something that's like truly heavy, and like it's you trying to beat yourself with this oppressive object. And that's what I love about strongman events. And it's like, we don't see them all the time. Then
if you refer to my last story, Ortega, that workout was from Brandon Luckett. Go ahead and ask him his time. Okay. Brandon Luckett is miles fitter than me. Miles. There are events that I can beat him at. There are events that I can beat a lot of people at. It's just.
Has anybody beaten you at Robin yet?
No. Nobody. Mr. Taylor hasn't made the games. He has all the time in the world to do it.
What's the women's weight?
You don't want that smoke. 165.
I think Olivia might give you a run.
The handstand push-ups, bro. It's strict.
Oh yeah, forget about those.
Yeah, you don't understand. Like, it's a very specialized. It's a very
Alex might be
specialized
the only person.
I think Alex could definitely beat me. But she won't. I would love for her to try it. It's so much harder than people think, man.
Okay. 1 or 5. I wish we need Caleb put up a poll.
Yeah, I don't have that ability. I'm not that good.
All right, hey, first you want to go first one to 5. You guys 1 or 5? Because this is a hard difference.
See.
First ones we see. No, but Jeanette, hold on. Okay. Listen, girl, that's why I would love to watch a 5K. All right, I know you're just checking up for your boy.
Nobody else wants to watch a 5K.
Up for your boy, but I am entertained by the 5K. I want to see that. You know why? Because I'm freaking trash at it. I want to see what the best can do.
Strongman is a 7.
All right, here we go.
Why a 5, Chase? Let me know in the comments.
Because Chase isn't strong. Chase hates all things strong.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do the commentary on it.
You put a swim up here, Chase will say 1.
All right, the last one. Things you want to see. New champs. New fittest on earth.
This is
good. Okay, this is good.
Does Tia count?
No.
New. She's not new. She's as old as you can get as a champ.
Okay. I'm just, I'm not new from last
year.
So
you got Ricky, but then you basically have to Emma or Alex.
Roman.
Probably. Roman.
Yeah, dude. Or freaking Justin or Pat.
Dallin.
No.
Justin. No, Justin's done it before.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
New
it's been
from
so
last
long
year.
ago.
Yeah, new.
So long ago. But I think this is fine. This is good.
Yeah, new champs is good. 7 behind the scenes, definitely. I would probably switch those 2. Cuts is in a good spot. Repeat event. I would put strongman above repeat event.
Repeat.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
I would agree. I agree. I would put strongman above the repeat. But you're the one who wanted to repeat it 4.
I said we didn't know.
You said repeat it
hindsight.
3, bro.
He did. He wanted to see. He wants to see that.
I'm so fine with this, though. I'm gonna give my every weekly.
I'm all
right with this.
From now on, I'm coming out hot. It's 1 or 5. First one from here.
Dude, he saves the best and worst for the ends, though. Like I think he tries to play games with us. I really do.
No, never. All right. 1 through 40 games predictions. So we are going to rank and walk through our picks starting at 40 and going all the way to number 1. So not just the top 10, not just the rookies, every single person as it stands now. We're going to see how it is different. So we'll start with the men. We'll look at 31 through 40, assuming that the bottom 10 get cut after Friday. Here is our list. And so I've highlighted, you'll see.
Oh, spin. Handstand walking is going to be event 3.
And?
Cole Grayshaber, man.
How did he do last year? Did he make the cut?
That's because the handstand walk event was inverted medley.
That's why I have him 31st. He's close. He burned me last year. I was high on him last year, and then he just burned me. So you're out.
I'm honestly shocked with how much alike we are.
And so basically what you see is the green are basically you're out on your own. So nobody else. So I'm the only one that picked Cole Grayshaber in the bottom 10. Tyler picked.
I know, Travis. I was seeing if anybody picked up on it. You're the only one who passed the test.
What's this?
You and me. I'm with you.
He still won. So this is this bottom 40 or bottom 10. Africa, Asia, a few most from South America.
Green just means it's different, Sarah. Like
very different.
Tyler had Moritz Fiebig, and us other two don't have Moritz Fiebig.
Right.
And then Spence like that with Grayshaber, and I'm like that with Alexander Caron.
Right.
I will say that my order on these last 10 is about as suspect as it could get. If you were in the bottom 10 for me, orders started to matter very much less.
I want to know why Feebig is all the way down
He
to
didn't
30.
do-
Yeah, dude, Moritz Feebig.
He was 21st
really
last year.
Yeah, but dude, it's those top 30 that it was just so hard. I just kept kicking him down. Now, like I said, does he deserve to be 35? Probably not in this list. But I'm telling you, dude, I kept pushing people down until they were in that bottom 10, and then I was like, I don't care about you anymore. You'll be somewhere down there.
Okay, hold on. I think the most egregious pick. It's probably the Moritz Feebig pick.
It has to be.
But why do you have Bruno Marin so high? You believe it in the South American hype spin?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like,
I'm telling you right now, this is a mistake.
So Bruno Marin's.
This is the second worst thing on the list. Is Bruno Marin's being that high?
I don't think so. So
I know so. I'm telling you right now.
What do you know about Bruno Marin's?
That he's going to be trash at the games.
You can't know that. You've said you don't care about the people who don't matter.
Anything else other than that?
I know because he doesn't matter. Tyler, this is your moment. Tyler's trash. Tell us why Bruno Marin's is trash. That's your
because he's from South America. I just
Thank
assume
you,
if you're not
because
key and you're from South America.
So
yeah, what do you got?
I'm going to do some enlightenment. So Marin's is a training partner with Callian Souza.
Which
they train together,
neck and neck.
That
means nothing.
No, they tied the exact same number of points at semifinals. They're basically the same athlete. So I have them 32 and 33. I think they're going to do about the exact same thing. The first 2 days of the CrossFit Games are going to be there. You have Souza at 33rd. I think Marin's does about the exact same thing that Souza does.
I disagree so badly.
Me too.
I know you do.
Almost as badly as Moritz Feebig.
They are very similar. So they are next to each other.
Guys, we do this every year though. Every year we set these picks. Every year we've done this once before, but every year, and you're sure, and crap happens. Moritz is my crap happens pick. Also, side bet,
dude. Somewhere Pedro is rolling over in his grave. Are you doing this as a Heat 1 World Cup? Just try to pick fights with Pedro.
North Pedro
the better I get,
East,
Pedro.
USA East in Europe is going to be the weirdest rivalry I've ever seen. I'm so ready for it. It means I have to kind of take on Canada.
Historic rivalry.
And I don't know if I want that smoke. Canada's, but you're taking Europe from me.
Oh shit! I can't remember what I was going to say.
That's
cool. No. Alex Carone down in 32nd.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, I think he does better.
What did you say? Can you say the sentence again?
If he stays healthy.
Oh, okay.
I remember I was going to say, how long does it take Sevon to call Bruno Marin's Bruno Mars?
Oh,
the first.
I think he'll say it the first time. There's a CrossFit update show. There's a CrossFit update show on Friday. If we do, like, I assume that we're gonna. I assume it'll be this. I assume it'll be my predictions. But I'm going to put this on Betting with the Boys. I'm going to say that he says Bruno Mars the very first time. The very first time he reads it.
I'm with Patrick on this. Savon doesn't even know who Bruno Mars is.
He lives in California.
Dude, but he was famous. Bruno Mars was famous 10 years ago. Savon's good for about 10 years ago. It's like talking about milk prices with my grandfather. He can remember about 15 years ago, and then after that, it's over. I think we should just keep calling him Bruno Mars so that when Chase is at the games, he screws up. He's like, shit.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I did not know that Extra Sloppy was a lawyer, but Clement sausages are made in Wisconsin. Dude's making the first cut. If you want to go back last year, I called Caleb Clemens was Callum Clemens was going to make
his name. What'd you
call him? Exactly. I don't care because he did not make the games last year when I predicted him. He was trash. Trash last year. He was my dark horse to squeak in there, and he takes 40th. and then all of a sudden he comes back. So no, he's out. He's 39.
What does sausages have to do anything with doing well at the games? Also,
The games isn't in Wisconsin anymore.
Yeah,
the sausages weren't made in Texas.
Can't you just? I never knew what Esquire meant. I just figured you could just grab that like it was free dibs.
I don't know. I thought it was for lawyers only, but maybe it is. Vicky74, thank you, new YouTube member. So
it's like Colonel. Like everybody thinks in Kentucky, like Colonel's a big thing. You can just apply to be a Colonel.
I'm not sure if it's the same Vicky, but I think it is. I think that she is a JY Barbell member.
Oh, there you go. All right. Anything on the first guys to get cut? They're going to see 6 events, maybe.
I hated putting Pete down here, but I just don't know what Pete's capable of. Yeah. I don't even think it's a bad showing.
No, I don't either.
Yeah,
I think this is just where he is.
Yeah. I think, John, you hit it on Get With The Programming. Talk about the rookies. He's just not strong enough. He didn't finish the snatch ladder. He was two reps short. Anything super heavy is going to put him down there. Like, he has to have the right programming to kind of squeak in there. Unfortunately, I don't think it's his year to do that.
And he knows that, I think.
I think we all kind of I like that we don't have much disagreement here. I think we pointed out the obvious wrongcomings of you two. But go ahead. Next.
Yeah, my 31st. You probably have Grease Saber's 30th, but anyway. There we go. There we go. The guys that are probably going to make it to Saturday, if everything is cut, the same as last year. Here it is.
29th.
29th.
Right,
yeah,
get out of here. That man's going to make the cut.
Yeah. My biggest one.
Tyler Jason Watkins.
It's the other way around, but okay.
What
there it is.
Our crack are you on? Can we make a real bet?
Yeah, I don't care.
Spin, we need to make like a legit. I'll bet you.
You talking about this right here?
Yeah. Are you talking about Hatfield?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't like doing this.
You loved it.
I didn't.
You loved it. What?
I want to know the rationale of throwing Hatfield down in 26th.
He did fine in Wadapalooza.
Dude, Wadapalooza means nothing, bro.
But it's
you guys have learned nothing. Nothing. Spin's starting
weird.
to learn. Spin is starting to learn.
It's a weird experience similar to the games. And semifinals is very good for Hatfield.
No, it's not. Both y'all said he wasn't going to make it because Colton didn't make it.
I wasn't.
I was wrong about him then. I was wrong about it going into it, but I've learned since then. I watched him, watching how he moves, watching the kind of athlete he is. He's definitely a great semifinals athlete, but I'm not sold on him being a great games athlete. It's two very different things.
So much better at the games.
You could push back and say, well, Tyler, we're going to be mostly indoors. We're going to do that stuff. Very, very fair. If that's the case, we're going to do more semifinal-esque programming because we're indoors, then I'm wrong.
What's at the games that he's not going to be good at that he saw at semifinals?
Swimming.
He's been swimming.
Still swimming.
It's going to be swimming.
Yeah, but indoor swimming helps.
Yes.
And if it's swimming mixed with anything, it helps. It's not just an open water swim. That's one event.
You're do my long event, and they swim back and forth and do burpee.
Right. It helps Vellner too. Next. Anything else?
What?
Anything else?
I'm just not sold on his. I'm not sold on his experience at the games, dude. I think
you have him behind Rosema, Ibarra, and Hoffer as rookies.
Yeah. Yep. I like them as far as adaptability goes, and I'm not sold on that for Hatfield yet.
All right, you hate people from West Virginia. I got
dude. I love Hatfield.
This is Hatfield's and McCoy's, and you're on the McCoy side. Don't. You're from Kentucky. You're not from West Virginia. I understand what this is now. You're mad that the Hatfields ended up winning that war, and now you're trying to McCoy him down the rankings with your media power. Okay,
my media power is as powerful as that is. Gets me about nowhere.
Jackie, I did not see your argument. What What was that, John?
Do you want to put the line at 20? I bet that
Hatfield
he's
over
top
under?
20. You bet, yeah, and you bet under 20.
No, because
That's
Yeah,
7
fuck it.
spots from where you have
fine.
him now.
Yeah, sure.
All right, what do you want to bet? $200?
$5. $200. Jesus. Do you
Hey,
get that
have faith in your
you get that
convictions.
$50,000 job?
Have faith in your convictions. Have faith in your convictions.
Yeah, I
Come on.
do, dude. I like the
$200.
Do you know how much $5 gets me? Pretty good stuff.
You know how much $200 gets me? Nicer stuff.
Yeah,
Go on.
more stuff. $5, man. Also, I'm prepared for what's about to happen at the games, and I know I'm about to blow a bunch of money anyway. So $5 it is.
Let's go. What about this? How about I will give you odds and we'll go $20 and I'll give you 2-1 odds.
I'm sticking with 5, dude. I'm gonna win 10 then.
Do you understand?
I want to see Tyler do 100 burpees in Vendor Village.
Okay, yeah, let's bet that. Let's do 100 burpees.
Oh, okay.
Over or under top 20. We will. He has to make the cut, right? So it's if he makes the cut or not, and we'll know ahead
into
of time.
the top 20.
Yeah, and then every burpee you have to say Hatfield is the best.
That's gonna take a long time if I gotta say it every time.
Yep. You're just gonna say it every single burpee for 100.
Okay.
Can
I do
the
it
programming?
with the
Is Hoffer trademarked? No, that is a rookie denotion. So that is rookie.
I like that.
Tyler's rookie pick for the men. Victor Hoffer in 21st.
Hoffer trademark.
Yeah. I see Travis Mayer on here. John and I have him. Tyler, he is
Too
not.
low.
Travis Mayer is making the cut. Luke Parker, 21st. I think you guys probably have him just inside the cut, so I don't think it's a big difference.
No, I don't think any of us are that different at all here, except for us and Mayer, and then him and Hatfield.
Yeah. The next one.
Carone, you had Carone way low, and I have him much higher.
I have him like 2 spots. I have him like 1 spot from this list, though. It's like you guys are just higher on Carone. It's not that egregious.
That's fair.
Yeah. Again, if you're going from 26 to
31st,
32nd or whatever it is, like, okay.
Yeah, it's like that cohort matters, I think, a lot.
Melanie Hodge, a member for 6 months. She must be one of the first ones.
This is where James finished last year, Tyler. You don't think he's improved at all?
I think he has, but the dude's ahead of. It's just so hard, man. I don't know what Carone.
All these rookies.
I don't know what Ibarra's going to do. I don't know what Hoffer's going to do, but I like them in a lot of like game style events. And then like Ricky's back. I think I do want Sprague to do better than this, but I'm just not sure.
See, I think semifinal programming helped Rosema more than anybody on this list.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't think semifinal. I think Sprague's, I feel like, looked the most impressive out of everybody that we have on here.
I agree.
That's why I'm the highest.
Then why do you have 25th?
We'll have to get back to you. We'll take that off. But Tyler's going to circle back on that one.
Yeah, we'll circle back.
All right. The next 16 through 20.
Oh, I like this little.
Oh, I do. This like, okay.
There's a lot more differences. Tyler, we're going to stick on the Tyler. Just, I don't know what's going on. Luka Jukic, 18th.
The Jukic boys have a tendency to shit the bed.
I don't hate that. I mean, I know he's higher on he's higher than we are, but I don't hate it. It doesn't. I could see it in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, one of them.
He probably
if it's not him in this spot, switch it with Lazar. Both of them are not going to do well.
Dude, I try to take up for you, and you ruin it with that type of statement.
No, both of them are not going to do well. It's the same thing as the Panchiks. They can't all get it together at the same time. And the Jukic brothers have proven that over competitions. Like both of them can't perform well at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And 18th is not bad. It's just I don't think he's going to be up there with Lazar.
No. We're saying you have him high.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like if he,
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah. No,
low.
I don't think it's a terrible spot. I think you're just higher than we are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has the capacity. I mean, like he can perform.
He would
as
have
well
to
as
execute
Lazar.
like as good
Yeah.
as he possibly. Like this would be like a really, really good games, like for him to do
I
that.
think the motivation of his brother being there. I think there's a good, like there's going to be.
They're
good
gonna have a
wind in
good
the
time.
sales. Yeah, they're going to have a great time. He's not going to be like. I know he's not a rookie, but he's not like this is kind of his. This is a serious one.
Dang, I feel like you guys have BKG really low. Y'all think he's done?
I think he's on the downhill.
Yeah.
Because I thought that I was low on BKG, and I agree. I think he's on the downhill, but I thought I was low on him, and both of y'all are lower than I am.
Yeah, I mean, there's a point where everybody has to start falling back. Like Cole Sager was top 20 every year, and now look, like
Do you see
we
where
all
he
have
was
them-
on my list?
we have them all in the
We all had him at
You're-
the same point.
29th, 30th, right?
Oh,
Like,
did we?
There's just
Yeah.
a point where that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think he's
I'm with you.
good
I'm
enough.
just-
He's
I'm
well rounded. I
surprised
just
that
don't
we
think he
were all
has.
on the same train.
I don't think he can be enough top fives to move himself into a top 10 spot where you have to have some really good events. You can't just kind of fly under the radar the whole time and take top 10.
I would love to see, because Pedro is the coach for Europe. I would love to see his list because like we're hard on the Europeans.
At the games, we are.
Yeah.
It is
Because
different.
they're not as good. Clip it.
That needs to be a sound. Clip it.
I mean, we could really think about it if you want. Look, who's the best European? Lazar?
Well, let's go to the next
Let's
10
go to the next 5
or next
10.
5 to get to 11. So I have Hatfield as my rookie for the men, finishing in 16th. Lazar, you're the only one, Tyler, outside the top 10. So
we all probably have Lazar within 3 spots. So
and
I'm
then
not.
John
It
has
gets really
Jay
hard
Crouch
after this.
outside the top 10.
Wow, Jay, that's low, I think.
Okay, if you have him 9th and I have him 11th, I don't think that's that different.
It's different.
It's not
There's
that
a reason. There's a reason he's 11th for me.
And
We'll see it. I actually think we all kind of in the same thinking.
There aren't
process
that
here.
much difference. Like
No,
I think Hatfield of everybody is probably the biggest.
that's the biggest difference for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you have Sprague John 16th. He's the
Yeah.
only one that has him making the cut.
we're
Where
all
did you
right
have
there
him?
on.
21st.
Dang,
think
y'all
it
don't
was.
think James improved?
22nd.
Oh, dude, James looks so
22nd.
good, and he's got the body to be like continue to get better.
I want to be wrong.
Did y'all not watch The Mountain? Like James is coming.
Ah, yes. The mountain. I like that we all are pretty straight across on Hosta.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty close on Quant and Bailey Martin.
Harrows.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
the-
close
that
on them all.
whole
All,
area
five,
right
all
there is
5 of
pretty
them are
good.
close. Because I tell you, I have Lazar at 9.
Yeah. So let's take a look at 6 through 10. There's the only one that stands out in the top 10.
Wow,
least
dude,
it's
I don't
6
think
through
so,
10.
man.
Hatfield.
I think
The Jolly
Justin
Green Giant right
Justin
here.
Medeiros at 10 sticks out.
That is,
I like this. So John's gonna hate this, but I was telling myself the stories of all these athletes. Story plays in so much for the top 10 for me, and I like the story better for all these athletes better than I like his.
Who?
Medeiros.
Oh, I mean,
You like
just
Crouch,
redemption
Fikowski.
story?
Fikowski's he's nearing his final push, and he feels good this year. He's said on multiple podcasts that he thinks this could be his best year ever. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's going to be that good, but I like top 10 with these guys is crazy. This field is hard. Jay Crouch is on the way up. Hopper. Hopper. It's funny that I tried to not put him at 7th. I tried so hard. I couldn't do it. And then Vellner, I think he's just on his way down, but he's still one of the GOATs. So
I want to hear about John's Dallin Pepper in 7th.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's rough.
We'll see, guys. I think it's gonna happen. So okay, this is where we differ on it. Do y'all think Ricky's going to beat Dallin? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so and where did Dallin finish last time? 5th.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's an automatic 6th place. If things shake out like they did last year, sure, you could say Dallin improved. He's going to beat so and so, like Tyler has. Vallender dropping, right? And then I think Justin is going to go back to the Justin of old. I think Justin is going to be very good. I think Justin is going to be in the running of the top 5 guys that could win it. And then the 3, I think, will separate after like 7 events. So I think Justin is better than Dallin. All around better. And that's why I have Justin higher than Dallin. And then it's Justin and Ricky, and that's it. And then Dallin was in the same spot that he was last year.
You make a good argument. I don't see him going. I don't see him regressing.
What did you see from Dallin this year thus far that's like, yeah, he's a lot better than he was last year?
I likened him to the second coming of Rich Froning, so I'm going to stay out of this argument.
I understand that.
I don't think you've seen it yet. Like
I don't think he's been bad at all. But he Sprague to me has shown huge improvement. Sprague's been very impressive this whole year. Obviously, I'm high on Hatfield. I think Ricky Garrard's going to win the games. Dallin to me has just been the same. And I think I've been low on Dallin in the past, but I have him the same. I just have Justin and Ricky higher. That's it.
I mean, again, 4th through 6th or 4th through 7th, the points could be
so
very,
close.
very close.
Yeah,
so,
they will be. I just think y'all are underrating.
Wrong.
No, I think you're underrating Justin. I think 13th place last year.
I have Justin in 6th.
No, I know, but you don't. You have Dallin ahead of Justin though. Do you think Dallin is better than Justin was the 2 years that Justin won?
Yeah.
I'm talking.
What? Dallin better than Justin? No.
Yeah.
Back then, no.
I think Justin's the same guy. He just has a goatee now.
That's a completely different dude.
You just said
a man with a goatee is unstoppable.
The guy that won the games those 2 years, you don't think Dallin is better than that guy. That's the same guy. He just had a bad year.
I know, and I'm very much I'm not how you. I have a spiteful. What have you done for me lately? If you burn me and Justin burnt me, I have a hard time trusting you again. And I just don't know that he's through whatever. Okay, great.
Do you want to talk about 7th place?
He's different. He lives in a different place in my heart.
Dude, he got you so hard with the point you were about to make. He cut that fast.
The difference between Hopper and Medeiros is Hopper apologized to me at Wadapalooza about it. So that's Justin.
I think Justin would apologize now. Justin, that goatee's done some things. I'm telling you, Justin's a new guy.
Mellowed him out. All right.
Okay. We'll see.
Now, if we go to the games and he's a freaking dick, then I'll lower Justin because he's a dick. But I don't think he's gonna be. I think this goatee's a dude. I think he's a new Justin. I really do.
All right. 3rd through 5th.
He's the
4th and 5th.
version.
4th and 5th. Tyler.
We're reaching the peak, guys. He's been peaking this whole time. Y'all been underestimating him, and it's just been it's coming.
Okay.
All the chips are coming together.
So for the life of me, I don't know why y'all are underrating Brent again.
I don't think that's the point that we need to talk about first.
No. I don't think we need to talk
honestly.
about. I don't think we need to talk about it. I don't think we need to talk about it. Just act like it's not there.
This would be the event of his life, and you don't want to talk about it.
He's peaking for the games. Like he knew he was going to squeak into the semifinals. There's a plan.
Semifinal.
Top 5.
He's got the shirt, and when he wears that baby on the final day, be like,
all right.
I'm gonna give Austin a Hatfield greater than Mayor shirt. And
I'd wear that shirt
every single night.
Brent Fikowski.
I think y'all are underrating Brent Fikowski, man. I think Fikowski's going to be great, and like you can say he's in his last years, sure, but him and Vellner both, they're not. I don't think they're any less fit. I think they're the exact same fit, and that's where I have them, the exact same place that they've been finishing. Minus 1 spot, and that's because of Ricky. But I think both of you guys are underrating Vellner and Fikowski a lot.
For Fikowski, I could easily put him.
Yeah, but it gets the higher positions we get, it's an exponential.
I think this middle bunch of guys right here, 8 through 9. Or 4 through 9, 8 through 9, 4 through 9, dude. That it's such a tight margin, and I guess I'm hedging a little bit that Fikowski's on. Is he going to be able to hold together?
I would say 4 through 7 for me. I think 4 through 7, those guys could be in any order. 4 through 7.
Yes, I would agree with that. Which we have the same 4.
The same 4 through 7. I understand. And I would just say, like, I think I'm right and I think you're wrong. But like that's obvious because like you wouldn't make your picks and I wouldn't make my pick. Like this is what we made. Right. But the 4 through 7, if we can agree with that, then you're super great. And Tyler's the only one who's autistic. The 4 through 7 could finish in any
autistic
order.
People wish they had as much fun as I did.
I think they have more fun. Have you ever seen an autistic person? Dude, they're the happiest people of all time.
You're thinking about Downs, dude. You're not thinking about autism.
Maybe I'm thinking about Down syndrome.
This is a good point, Jeff Giardina. I didn't think Fikowski would make the games last year, so just predicting him in the top 10 is a pretty big deal.
Dude, I want you to learn.
He overcorrected. He's overcorrecting. This is reparations.
Information's come out that he was hurt 2 years ago. So
yeah, but you didn't know that 2 years ago.
Right, exactly. I thought he was on his way down. Like he had BKG'd it and was on his way out.
Seth made a good point. None of us think Justin's going to win.
No.
I think he will be in the running. No, I don't. I don't think he's going to win. But I do think his name is going to be in the hat until Sunday. Like I think he's going to be right there with everybody until Sunday, and then the 3 guys will have kind of like just separated a little bit after a set amount of events.
I don't think in this field you can't make it through and not win an event and win the games. Like I think there's a distinct tier system where top like 7, right? And the podium guys are going to finish top 10 almost every time except for 1 or 2 events. And the guy that has the best, worst finish is going to end up on the top of the podium. I don't think finishing 6th, 7th, 8th on every event gets you there with this field.
No, I agree 100% with that. And I think it's just because the 3 guys that we all have at the top are all home run hitters like galore.
Tyler does not have the same top 3.
Well, yeah, but I don't count Tyler.
Let's take a look.
You remembered. It's because
would you agree with what I'm saying though with that?
Yes.
Like we all have Adler, Roman, and Ricky is like kind of the tier. That's the podium tier that can go, whatever. Tyler -1. All three of those guys, Tyler -1, is has home run ability, like so many home run ability, so much home run ability. All three of them in different events, and Justin doesn't have that.
Yeah, PC has a good prop bet. There'll be at least 5 different guys wearing the leader jersey at some point.
Depends what the first event is, and I disagree with that.
Almost. Like,
I think there'll be 2 guys
throughout the entire week. No,
I think 2 to 3. I think it'll be less than you think. I think it depends what the event order is, but what I'm saying is I think they'll switch. You know what I'm saying? Like the same guys
back and forth, but it's not multiple guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So every time the same guy has the jersey on,
it only counts once.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to stay on one guy. No, that's going to be awesome too.
I like the line here, 4.5. I'd probably set that line.
But see, at different men. You think all 5? Like, I don't see that. I think these 3 guys.
I think 3.5 is a better.
But
I think 3.5 is a better.
You think 3.5 is a better line?
Probably
historically
because of event 1.
And that's the thing. You need to throw that out because it's like that can't count.
Koski's not here. I think Ricky's probably going to have it. I mean, we'll see what the event
is. Depends what event 1 is.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
If it's like a pool and it's bar muscle ups and that's it, it's a different story than if it's swimming and just swimming.
Yeah, Fikowski could be the first guy.
Yeah.
3.5 is probably the number. You're probably right.
So that leaves.
All right, here, well, let's talk about this. Spin. Why do you think Roman is the third out of those guys?
Yeah, that's a good.
I did not like his semifinal performance.
He never has a good semifinal performance. Go look at his semifinal performance last year.
I get it.
And then the year previous. He's never good at anything except the games. And he's awesome.
He's never good at anything.
Look at every competition he's ever done except the games. The games is different. It's different. Everything is tested differently. And he is a monster at the games. Everything else, he don't care. It's not the same. Go ahead.
I think Ricky is better than him.
I agree.
And I think Adler holds him off this year. So.
But that's it. Like, you don't have any context to that.
What context do you other than he's a monster?
Feels it, dude. I dig it. I'm with you, Spin. You just need to feel it.
No, I mean
that's right.
You have Roman second or first.
No, so
what are you talking about, Tyler?
We don't know. We don't know how different the CrossFit Games program will be this year versus the previous years. If it goes back to Castro's grinded out CrossFit-y type stuff that doesn't have as much surprises, I think Adler can beat Roman.
Who wins the fight?
What?
You heard me.
I don't care who wins in a fight.
Yeah, we ain't fighting, bro.
No, I just think that if there aren't a lot of curveballs and it's
why do you think there's not going to be curveballs?
I don't think Dave is looking to go throw a whole bunch of random new things into the mix in a first year of a new location.
And they're trying to streamline this.
I think it's going to go back to the old days of much more CrossFit-esque programming.
Games.
And there's always going to be an event like the 2015 Sandbag event.
But
that's all it takes. I get what you're saying, but there has always been 1 or 2 events where it's like something just odd, and it's still work capacity.
Yeah, but he could offset that. Adler can offset that with Krennikov with a high volume muscle up. Like there weren't high volume muscle ups last year. Like the muscle up log, it was sets of 7. It was a non-event. You go throw in 30 in a couple rounds, or 15, 20 for a few rounds. Roman takes 20th.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. No, I just wanted to know why.
Yeah, I mean, and you might see.
I think Jeff absolutely can beat Roman.
Yeah, and then our final two. I have Adler winning. I have him repeating. I have him repeating for that exact same reason.
That you just think it's going to be CrossFit Games or CrossFit programming.
That Adler's gotten burned on having to adapt to something new. And every year, that's what gets him. It's not.
I hate that.
You hate that something new is not going to get him this year?
No. What I'm saying is, I think if it's new and you can't adapt and you can't figure it out on the fly, I don't think that you're the fittest man in the world. I think if you can't just figure it out, there's something to fitness where it's like nobody knows what they're doing. We have all had the same information. It's a new movement. I have to figure it out.
This is like when John was
go ahead
drilling. This is like when you drilled Hopper about the pullovers. It's like you just could not fathom that he couldn't figure it out.
It's if your ability to adapt is 0, right? Which is fit as Jeff freaking is. It is. He's so bad at adapting when things are odd or like we've never seen it before and you just have to go figure it out.
Right.
I don't think that you can be the fittest man in the world if that is such a problem for you. Jeff has all the tools. He's so freaking fit, man. He's so fast and strong. His gymnastics are great. They used to not be great, but now they are great because he's great at practicing. You know, Jeff is freaking. He's Batman. Jeff is Batman. Okay,
we already have a Batman.
If he's got time to prepare,
he gives me Robin vibes.
He's awesome. He's awesome. if he knows his counterpart and he has time to prepare, he's Batman. Okay, but what happens when Superman comes and he doesn't give an F anymore?
There's a Russian Superman. I forgot about that. The Iron. Oh, I got to look that guy up. Somebody knows the
you be careful, Andrew. You know my address.
I hear what you're saying, John. I can see a scenario where it does not. There isn't the crazy like, whoa, we've never seen this before.
Maybe not. Whoa, we've never seen this before, but maybe it's like you have to figure out how to do something the fastest that we haven't done. Like it's not like a shock value, but I don't even know what it's called. But I just think the ability to adapt is valuable, and he's really bad at it. And I think there's always going to be something, right? And last year, I don't think there was a lot.
And he won the games.
Which I mean, I'm saying I think there will be more here, even though it's Dave.
I don't. Maybe I just don't know how they're going to be able to do it inside Dickey's arena. I mean, I'm curious to know how they store all this equipment, especially if it's all like big, like having that many snails inside Dickey's arena, right? Like,
oh yeah,
like there's a lot of.
They have back areas to that, especially because, like, aren't they rodeo dominant anyway? You have to have an area where you can store cattle.
I mean, they do have the space where it's like the show place or stables for between Vendor Village and Dickey's. But it also goes back to how much time are you going to have between events?
Roll that stuff out.
To roll that stuff out and get that there, and you know, I don't know what it's like, but backstage enough to know what that looks like, but CrossFit underneath Dickey's is huge. They store a turf for lacrosse and boards. Yeah, if it's all stored there, then they don't have room for it. There's not as much space for media as there was in Madison. Let's just say that. So if they don't have enough space for Madison, like either it's full of a bunch of other equipment or there's just not enough space for everything. Maybe I'm wrong. I still think Adler has a shot at winning the games again.
Oh, I think it's more than a shot. I think any of those three guys can win, and I honestly give them all like the same 33% chance. And then in like events are very important. I just want Ricky to win. Who do you want to win? You want Adler to win?
Roman.
If I was gonna have to just say fan favorite, I'd say Ricky.
For you personally?
Yes.
Okay, and then you,
Of those
Roman,
three.
Of those three.
I'm gonna be the.
Obviously,
my top
you
three
pick
is
Dallin
who
or
I
Travis,
want to
but
win.
I would pick.
You know what I'm
Dallin.
talking about. Okay, so Roman's who you want to win.
But the story's the best if Roman wins. I don't know. Ricky's story's really good too.
Dude,
but
I
Roman's
don't think you
great.
can beat Ricky's story. What's
Ricky's
Roman's story?
Great.
I lived in Russia, and now I
no, because then we have sort of like a not a villain, but it's like I freaking told you all. You know what I mean? And it's like I want him to have that. I would have had that. He gets to look at the camera and be like, "Yep, And then Adler is not so sure about himself after that, and I want to see that Adler.
I like that. I only want Roman to win if he is a straight up D-bag after, like, and
the Red Sun.
And here's like I want if Roman wins, I would love it if he won like once or twice, or like twice or three times in a row, but everybody hates it. And like he growingly becomes like they just keep making mistakes. I don't know. I didn't know rep my box jump. Like I just like I would love it if like he just buys into this villain role, and then we just need a good old boy from West Virginia to just come out of the works. to win for America
or Louisiana.
No, he can't limp for America.
He's got a foot in the swamp over
there. So that is our men. 3 different winners. Mostly the same podium, except for Tyler is a little out there. All right, the women.
We're gonna go faster through the women. I'm sorry.
Through the women. I don't see too much on here. McQuaid, Tyler, Stanley.
Dude, she was sick last year.
McQuaid?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I probably wouldn't have put her that. I forgot.
No, she had like a numbness or whatever.
She had COVID
in her
and she
arm
didn't tell
or something.
anybody.
No, she had like some shoulder issue. She had a shoulder issue. She couldn't actually pull.
I would say below Daisy McDonald.
Wow, that's high for McDonald.
But that's what I'm saying. Below, like her
I think
below,
the Oceania women. I think the Oceania women were probably the weakest.
She was hard.
Here's
hard to replace.
Yeah, here's it. Like the way especially these lower tier women, I just thought if they catch an event before the cut, do any of them have any kind of a home run ability, and that will get them,
And Emma probably does.
And
Daisy home run-ish.
Daisy is a very good handstand walker. Like she wins every handstand walk event at Oceania. Like she's very good at it. And the more obstacles, the better. She's a really good gymnast. Nothing else is very good, but she has that. So if a handstand walk event comes up and she gets 88 points, like that will shoot her up versus everybody else.
I just love that you put Pinheiro. Put Pinheiro above.
This last, because you think she'll pop?
No, I just think she's the worst.
I knew he was going to say that.
And honestly, Dewan Young is probably the worst one there. But
morally,
I refuse to put Dewan Young.
This is a religious pick
below Pinheiro. Okay, I refuse to do it.
It's a principle thing.
It's a principle thing. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I understand that.
Where did everybody have Choi?
You guys had her.
Yeah. I want to see her do really well.
She finished 25th, 22nd 2 years ago.
Choi is fit, man. I mean, she's
been working for years to get better and better. She's getting there.
She's fit for the regions that aren't good.
Right. But she's finished in the 20s before.
But yeah,
I think
what I'm
she's
saying.
starting
like,
to break into a higher level now.
Yeah.
Or one or two anyway.
Right.
You have her the lowest, Tyler.
Yeah, I know. It's about trust. In the 30s to 40s, it's just like I don't know.
I'm with you. I'm not much better.
26 and 22 and was hurt last year. The year before that, she was like 35th or something. Yeah. 21.
Okay.
All right. So these are the athletes that we think will make it into Saturday, assuming that there are cuts. Kyra Milligan.
I saw.
Dang, Tyler, why do you hate Kyra?
I tried to put her. I think she could fit anywhere between 25 and 30.
I think she could finish much higher than that. I would say 25.
Yeah, two places. I think to me, we generally all have her in the same place.
I mean, 25th to 30th. Yes, I mean,
She makes
there isn't that much difference. I'm surprised we've not seen Emma McQuaid yet on John's list.
Dude, she's fit, guys.
She is. I don't know. I mean, yeah, she has the ability to be.
And we haven't seen a ton of
15.
gymnastics. I think we're going to see a lot of gymnastics at the games.
That would be good for her, for sure.
There's sleeping on Sayre. I have her in 23rd. There's no way Spin has her over.
Don't
18.
pay attention to that. That comment is worthless. Comment better things.
Great place for her.
What was she last year? She was around that spot. I think she was 19th.
Yeah.
Something
like that.
No, he's talking about Sayre Kaya.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think she was 19th last year. Could be wrong.
Something like that. It was around there. I think this is a great place.
Plus or minus 2. Yeah, I think that's definitely there. I'm surprised on Shelby Neal for Tyler.
I like her, dude. She's adaptable.
Give her the worst.
You like her a lot less than all of us.
I think that's it. There's no way that you're above 15th.
Kaya was 23rd last year.
There you go. There's no way you're above 15th on Neely or on Neil.
Me?
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Here we go.
Wow.
16th through 20th.
Jesus,
John has her 20th.
Okay. We'll see.
There's Sayre Kaya for me, 19th, just making the cut. Bethany Flores, 20th.
Fuliano and Spiegel for us.
Fuliano all the way across.
On the same train. Yep. I put Spiegel the same place I put Guy. I put them in the exact same spot.
I think mine are within one. Hold on. Draw your dagger. You're all wrong on Paige Semenza.
Where would
That's
you
a homer pick.
Where would you have her? Draw your dagger. Go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, homer pick. He shoots for misfit, so I have her 22nd. I think that might be her best finish ever.
No, she was 18th last year.
Was it 18th? Okay. I mean, within 4. Close enough.
Good luck, Nick. That guy loves
that last sentence.
More than I love Ovaltine. Yeah.
Might be more than I love Travis.
Maddie Sturt, Tyler. It's a good comeback.
Have you ever like
get stronger.
you know the guy that like
I think she has gotten stronger.
Like he has a girlfriend but like she's like the ugliest thing you've ever seen. And she knows she's ugly, and he knows and like everybody knows that, and it's okay. Ugly people date too. That's fine, right? But and then he goes, I think you're listen, Gertrude. You are the most beautiful woman in the world.
Trudy.
You're the most beautiful woman in the world. And like to him, she might be the most beautiful woman in the world. And that's sweet. That's awesome, right? Like good for them. Not my cup of tea, but good for them. That's Patrick and Asia.
Gertrude. Yeah, we all gotta have our
Flip it.
All right, 11 through 20.
That was a good one, right? Tyler, that guy sounded really good.
11 through 20. Gracie Walton, rookie for the women.
Oh wow, we're all like
right, kind of
agreeing.
I think
14th. I'm surprised John has her worse than all.
Me too, a little bit. Dang, you got Karen really low, don't you?
We both
Me?
do. Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder
Spence
if she
probably-
has to actually
Sturt- you
show
have
up at the
Sturt
games.
really high, Tyler. You like Maddie Sturt?
I like Jay, and I don't know. I once said that she would never do well at the games because she was a vegetarian, and I still don't know that.
That's worse than anything I've ever said, Tyler.
I don't know that you can make it work. But she's getting stronger.
You should have asked Jay that.
Hey Jay, listen. No, I mean, like I like the hell out of her. And she has been getting stronger. So, and she moves well. She's a seasoned athlete. I think this is a good spot for her. And I think it's a likely spot for her. Right around here, plus or minus.
I don't like. I think the high end strength, because the 2 snatches was her PR,
Yeah.
and I don't like Bethany Flores at 15.
I don't like Bethany Flores that high either.
I think both of those are
I think they're just too weak.
very much at risk.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
Ariel Lowen back outside the top 11.
That's probably the biggest like name.
That one was hard. I
You don't even have a Travis Mayer to fall back on.
No.
We all have Alexis Raptis that high.
Yeah, I think she just gets kicked out by the girls who are up there.
Like
I'm surprised you have
Domit.
Haley Adams ahead of her.
Domit.
You hate Haley Adams.
I know, but
You really think Haley Adams is going to beat Ariel Lowen?
dude, she don't miss at the games.
Except on a lifting event.
And well, she's still gotten like 5th through 8th on that alone.
Yeah,
with
you're
that,
right. You're
with
right.
that hole.
How high has Ariel finished?
3rd, but I don't know, dude. Like you even said you've even made the case that what's the it's not the mountain thing, it's the cliff.
Yeah.
You even talked about the cliff. I mean, like,
I'm with
that's a real thing for her.
But I'm with you 100%. She didn't fall off Mount Everest.
I think, well, I'll say this. She could totally.
You got her in the Mariana Trench right now.
No, that's not the trench.
That's not the trench.
Trench might be like
Hopper was
20th.
the trench last year.
Yeah. He done went to the mantle.
Tyler's trench.
Yeah. No, she could as easily get into the top 5 or to 5th. I think she can get into 5th. But I think she's just it's exposure to her on what the programming is. I think she got quite lucky last year. So
I agree 100%. But I mean, 11th's rough. But
I don't know.
Returning to the year before.
am I lowest on Brooke?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do y'all have Brooke so high? Did she impress you at semifinals?
A little bit.
Getting 5th?
Yeah, but
I mean, hell, dude, I didn't think she was going to go back to the games.
And now you have her top 10 at the games.
I think that's where she kind of falls.
I think you're swinging too high, guys. I think Brooke's not.
The last time we
Brooke
saw her,
is
she was 5th.
Yeah, she went through. She didn't make the games last year. Where do you have Saxon? You got Saxon top 10? Because I'm pretty sure he did the same thing. Where's Saxon at? Where Brooke should be, but a little higher because the women don't have as big as depth. You see what I'm saying? Same situation. You can't.
No.
That's the exact same situation. Saxon was 5th at the games, wasn't he?
The men's field to the top 10 is stronger than the women's.
Yeah, but the same situation happened to Brooke. Right? She had a hurt foot, missed the games, now is coming back, and she did okay at semifinals. Right? I think the women are too good. Yeah, go for it.
I had Saxon 12th.
And I have Brooke 12th. Same situation.
You have Saxon down in 19th.
Well, because like you said, the men's field is a lot better than the women's field.
Okay.
You just said it.
He just baits you, so you'll make his argument.
You
and
just
then
said
he
it, man.
steals it.
Yeah. Now, I don't have Brooke top 5.
Why do you hate Brooke Wells?
I don't hate Brooke Wells.
No. Why do you love Brooke Wells? Is it because of the ice barrel commercial?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
All the commercials. While on Earth.
I don't think y'all should put people high just because you think they're pretty.
I know
Has nothing
we
to do
aren't,
with it.
John.
That has nothing to do with it.
I didn't
Dave.
think she was going to the games.
That was a message to Castro, not you guys.
Dave.
Go ahead.
All right, 7th through 10th.
Mhm.
So we both have Brooke in 9th. 9th
Okay.
through 12th.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Calm down.
I knew this
Calm
was going to
down.
happen.
You're right. You're right. You're right. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I'm more shocked about Miss Donut there in 7th. That's a pretty big.
Dude,
that would
Tyler
be most
loves her.
improved.
She's like a gazelle with freaking slabs of meat on her. She's built for the sport, dude. And I personally interviewed her, and she said,
He's
Listen,
only released.
that
he's
was
only-
the luckiest Tyler has ever gotten in his life, and that's the only one that's been shown.
I need to come out with the
16
second
of
one.
those reels,
I need to come up with the other.
and
the
he's
other one.
only showed the one that he's done amazing on. It's ridiculous. He's like, "Oh, I got more of them. Don't worry, John. You're doing better than the rest of them."
Yeah, you'll
And
forget
then
it though.
We have not shown anything.
Dude, you're not wrong. I need to put that reel out. Yeah, I interviewed her, and she was like, "I'm mad that people know me as the athlete that I was last year." She was like, "I want everyone to forget about that," and I like that attitude, dude. And then she wins her semifinal.
Oh, she's impressive for sure. I don't disagree. I think you're high on her, but I'm not mad at where you put her. I like this, like for you, like you having her here is like for me is having Hatfield where I have him. I know for you guys that might be different, but it's like you're high on somebody, you want to put them high, you're gonna put your neck out there for them on that spot. Like that's how it feels like for me. For you, like no man.
Wait, a little bit. I think this is one of my more conservative like ventures out.
Really?
Yeah. Like I don't think she falls outside the top 10. I think she's a top 10 athlete this year for sure.
We'll see. I don't think so, man.
Yeah.
I think once the events get harder, she's going to be the same. And then the women who actually are that fit are going to rise to the occasion. I think it's crazy.
What analogy? I don't even remember what I said.
I think it's crazy that you're the highest on Haley Adams when you have done nothing but trash her all year.
History, dude. I'm a sucker for history, and she goes to the games and she performs and always outdoes what I say. Always.
Except this year.
And I like the way she feels more collected. She feels more calm. She feels into it, and she's getting stronger. I mean, this is the best Haley I think we might ever see. Or so far that we've ever seen so far.
I don't know. I think 2022 Haley is probably the best Haley that we've seen, or even this year. I'm not saying she can't get better than that, but I don't think this is the year that we see her better than that 5th year place.
I think she needs another year to have a shot at
But
getting
I
back.
like it. I'm rooting for Haley. I think it'd be awesome if Haley did like better than even what you said. I don't know where Haley's going to be, but the higher the better. Like I'm just rooting for her in general, and then she's going to be wherever she's going to be, and that's where we have her.
The thing that I don't know if it benefits her or not, but if the big lift is on Saturday after it gets down to the top 30, like she eliminates some of the really bad placement in that.
I don't think it does help her because it just changes the scoring. But like if you're 29th instead of 39th,
you still get low points, I guess.
You get one more point.
Yeah.
Like that's
fair.
Now
I remember. What's the girl who broke or who screwed up her leg in at semifinals in Europe? The one with the crazy eyes.
Oh, Vidison.
I think she's like Vidison, but with meat on her, and I think Vidison looks like a gazelle.
Rebecca, I think you're beautiful. I think you're beautiful the way you
What's
are.
What's bad about a gazelle, dude?
You don't need to put meat on you. You're fine.
Clip it.
I can't believe Tyler would say something like that.
Terrible.
I bet Vidison would put meat slabs on too if she lived in Texas.
You know, if Vidison had a little more meat on her knee muscles,
she would be tearing her ACL.
Torn her ACL. Yeah, I see what you're doing.
Gabby Magala, 5th, and 6th. Alex Kazan down in 6th.
Gazan.
Yeah, why do you hate Alex Kazan?
Yeah.
I didn't like her falling apart at semifinals in the last event.
I think she
That
did
made
really
me
good in the
nervous.
last
She got 2nd
Yeah.
overall.
No,
he's talking about the snatch. She didn't do great.
snatch.
Yeah, but that's never been.
Yeah, but it was the way that she was. I didn't like that.
Well, we're probably not going to see a heavy snatch again.
No, and you're right. Okay.
We are of no relation.
John hung.
I mean, Raptis, I don't see her on Tyler's list right now, so
You know where
top
she
3.
at.
Um,
John's bottled up.
3rd place, I have Alex Kazan ahead of Lawson.
I'm a little bit shocked that is that just because Lawson's about to mentally break down, or is that why? Like, if you had never heard that, would you have had Lawson ahead of Kazan?
Yep, exactly.
Really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Dude, you got to be a friggin' mental giant to get top 3 at the games.
She already did. She was 2nd.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was
we're not talking about the same
different
athlete.
Season. 100%.
Dude, I think she
Should not have put that out unless she was trying to affect my picks.
100%. I don't think you put that out, but I think she'll be fine.
I mean, it is cool
4th
that
is
they put
fine.
it out, but not for
I think
picks.
Alex is also improving though too.
I do too. I
I think she
put
closes
Alex
the gap.
3rd. Yeah, and I wanted to put Alex 3rd, but I looked at last year's and it's just and then the semifinals. Until I see like Alex improve her just aerobic capacity, where like she's closed the gap aerobically. So like on a run, she's 8th and Emma Lawson's 3rd. Like when they're that close instead of like 15th to Emma Lawson's 3rd, then I'll put Alex ahead of Emma Lawson. But right now, I still think at least what I have seen, I still think Emma's just too fit in the engine. Her engine is just is the gap on the engine is too much for Alex to overcome with home run ability. Even though Alex has more home run ability than everybody except Tia. Like the gap is too much until her engine closes that gap for me. And maybe it will by games time, but I haven't seen that so far.
I was going to say,
what did Emma say? She hasn't said anything, but her coach Josh Woolley did a vlog back on semifinals, and he spoke about how he was not sure that Emma was actually going to compete this year, and kind of went into the pressures of competing, us analysts putting too much pressure on her, social media, etc. So, I mean, I don't think we're that far off. It's just I think that Alex, if anything,
it's
I think
not like
Alex,
we're talking about 15th here
with the news on underdogs, and I
think that'll light up fire.
I think it
too.
does.
I love your pick
for Kazan.
Yeah.
I think Ricky and Alex both have something to prove.
Why? I mean, what does Kiefer leaving the situation matter at all?
I think it just makes them more underdogs.
Just as kind of like an FU.
Yeah.
You left. I mean, and maybe they don't feel that way. I'm not saying they do feel that way or there's bitterness at all, but he did go to another place, and like I can 100% see then just a little bit more fire.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine Kotler, Alex, and Ricky saying, "All right, let's."
Kotler feeling that way would make sense to me, but not the two athletes.
Dude, yeah, but he's so passionate, man. I think however he feels, he's putting that into those guys, and.
Let's show them that we still have this. Like you guys are the future of the sport. Let's show them, type thing. I think it matters.
I agree. And I'll be honest, Spin. I'm like sad that you put her 3rd because
you should.
I love Alex, and I think Alex. I would love her to get 3rd place.
Same. I really like
Alex.
Do it.
I will say you like. You mean Alex is? Is that what you're trying to say?
I also like Alex but the difference between 6th and and fourth here and third really even is going to be so tight.
No, 3 through 6 is going to be such a good race. It's going to be so good. Like just like the top 3 with the men, the race here is 3 through 6.
And we all have the exact same.
It's going to be so
it's a little
hard.
crapshoot, dude. Like I'm saying basically with these 4, it could be any of them in that order.
Or the men's 4 through 7. Like that's another good example.
It's a crapshoot.
I know.
And so when I say like I watched her on the snatch get a little bit pissy and like fussy about it, I just don't like seeing that. And so it's like with Lawson, like you have to be 100% online to get top 3 at the games.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm seeing weakness like that, I'm docking you a little bit. And so when I saw that from Alex, I docked her a little
dude,
bit.
She's got a good mind though. Like
Alex
she came back and crushed event 6. I don't think she gets in her head like that.
But like,
but she doesn't have a good start. If she, like there's not a bike race, she doesn't come out first. She starts 10th. Like, does she have the ability to claw back up, or she's like?
He's talking about Gazan.
Weekend. Oh, Gazan.
But yeah.
Not
I also get your point.
I'm talking about Lawson.
Yeah, no, yeah, dude. If she has a bad event in the first 2 events, 100%, that's gonna be kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Why do you think I put Adler down? Is because I think Roman's gonna. I think he screwed up by talking shit with Roman, and Roman's gonna beat him the hell down.
Was like 8 years ago.
Yeah,
it was a long time. And the uneventful first and second place, Miss Tia Claire Toomey or over Laura.
big
Horvath.
surprise here.
I don't think we really need to talk much
no,
about it.
It sucks. Yeah.
I would love it if there's a really hard handstand push-up event and Horvath is not like a guaranteed second. And like it would take
Chase
a miracle run. It would take a miracle run from any one of the 4 girls underneath her to beat her, even with that handstand push-up event. But that would make it possible. It absolutely is possible if Laura gets a 0 in the handstand push-up event.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the other situation where Laura beats Tia.
That's not
happening.
That's
there's one way.
There's not. You get a Tanya Harding Tia?
Maybe.
There's 0 chance. I don't see any scenario where Tia does not win.
I don't see a scenario why Tia doesn't win over 100 points.
It's all part of our plan to get them in with the proven people. We get real chummy with their group, and then we're putting stuff in Tia's drinks. And then all of a sudden, Laura.
I don't know what's going on here.
I don't even know if that would work, really.
We're real close to Kiefer. I'm sorry, Kiefer. Do not take that stuff personal. We shouldn't be saying that. That's pretty bad.
I just don't see a scenario where Horvath can beat Tia. We've talked about it. Like,
there is none. I don't want to even broach it. We're 2 hours in, and I want to get hyped about the Heat 1 World Cup.
We got 2 minutes.
No, we can go longer, right?
Here we go. We got a little bit more, but we're gonna try to be fairly quick. So Tyler, the Heat 1 World Cup. I don't know if you see the graphic, but it may or may not be flat. That's
flat Earth.
Guys to decide.
I think the Heat 1 World Cup is a flat Earth universe.
Stop.
You never know. You never know.
Stop.
You're religious, John. Religious people are supposed to believe in flat Earth. The Bible.
No, it doesn't. Show me the verse.
We won't dig into it. So,
because it's not there.
I met with John Young and Mr. Travis brought the Canadian quadrant of the
Spincast.
Yep. And we set the rules this weekend. Was it this weekend?
Yep.
So simply, we're going to have the same region. So again,
and we're going to need Ian tell, is Pedro the only other coach?
I am jaundiced. Who?
Peter.
Peter is Europe.
I'm saying, is he the only other coach other than Travis, Spin, and myself?
Yeah.
So we're not going to do a road team this year.
It's
okay. I think it's okay if we don't do a world team.
What do you want to do?
I'd like to do.
Well, hell, like I kind of wanted to record our meeting to set Heat 1 stuff World Cup stuff because I wanted to I just want to talk about it. Like, what do you guys think? Do you want to make a world team?
I will say it does make it easy communication wise because we don't have somebody that's not easily Yeah. Like we're all going to be talking with each other the whole time. We're all going to be there. So as far as like,
and the whole thing behind this was like feeling tied to your region, right? And it's like world. It immediately breaks the whole hypothesis of the thing.
Right. No,
I think we drop them.
I mean, I'm just taking Australia because I mean,
and
we
then
have the biggest Australian fan base of any other
Oceania.
podcast.
Yeah, Oceania.
Yeah.
You might have a New Zealander someday.
Bailey.
Come on, can't forget Bailey, man. We've gotten so many comments about that. I'm fine with that. It's the Invitational didn't have a world team. You know what I mean? Until you got like they need to get better. Once they get better and we can fill out a bracket, then we'll do it. Or like a reason. Because right now, whoever had the world team, their team's trash. They're gonna lose.
Yeah.
You have Roman and you have Guy, and that's it.
See, John, only a flat Earth can flood.
That water went down, Jeremy.
That's a really good point. I never thought about that.
That water went down.
So
tell us, Tyler.
So
5 regions.
The basic rules will be that you get 3 men, 3 women. You have to play each of them twice. You only play 1 athlete per event, and then you can max them out at 3. The game gets really fun.
You have to play them twice. If you don't play them twice, then you don't qualify to win if you win.
We went back and forth about if you would have to play them
all once before you can play them again. But we thought, like with the veto thing, like we're gonna have superpowers and stuff, and not superpowers, power ups. We don't want to make it super confusing with that. So just you can play them. You have to play all of them twice. If you don't, you do not qualify. That's on the coach's role. You can, but max you can play them 3 times.
Yeah. So the power ups are, I think. So I wanted to introduce like sort of some real team stuff into this, where you can screw with the other team. The greatest thing about basketball is that you're trying to stop the other team from doing something. And we wanted to make the coaches a little bit more important as far as that goes. We can't really affect the athletes, so we have to make it better on that sort of degree. So we're going to we're going to get power ups, and essentially you get to play each of these power ups 1 time. The first one is veto. So that's the simplest one. Spin. You have Tia, and I know Tia's going to win an event. I'm going to veto her. You can't play her, so you're going to be forced to play somebody else on your roster.
You can play her later. The next event thing,
right? Yeah, but it's like,
you only get 1 veto. Each team only gets 1 veto, so there's like 5 total vetoes. That's it.
So say there's a bench press workout. I'm gonna veto Gazan for John.
That would be trash.
So that's how it works. The second one is double points. And so this one's obvious. You think you're going to have a winner. You set the double points. You probably want to organize that when people can't veto your play, stuff like that. We should make a rule on if you play, like how you play your power up. Because if I play the veto and you play the double points,
no, they don't have to play their double points anymore. They can pick somebody else.
But the order of operations matters there.
It's whoever says it first.
No. I think if you want to veto them, period, you can.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it would be after. So if I double it, Tia,
do you have to stick?
You can veto my pick, and now I can't go back on the double. I have to go pick somebody else.
No, you can go back on the double. It vetoes the whole move.
The whole move? Okay.
Yeah, it's like if it's a board game and you make a move, you're going to say, I'm going to double it. And then he vetoes it. The whole move's gone. You pick somebody else. You can still double up your power if you want to, but you don't have to.
See, I think we should have like an order.
No, because then you'll fight about the order, especially if there's text messages.
Well, we can just set it, we can set it in the beginning and then it rotate so that it's all fair.
No, I think you just start the move over. That's the most fair way.
The next is bench. So I forgot a power up in my reel. So bench goes both ways.
This honestly is probably the most fun card.
I love this one. So the obvious one is you're like, hey, I think who's a good one you would I think Danny, say John doesn't draft Danny, but he thinks she's gonna win an event, maybe a strength event, and he's like, I think she's gonna win. So he's like, I'm gonna play my bench card and pick Danny. Even though she's not on my roster, she's in my region. So I want to
probably
play
doesn't
her.
apply to you because your bench would be Peter and no, it might
Peter and
Daisy McDonald,
Georgia or Daisy, one of the two.
If you wanted to pick Daisy McDonald for your handstand walking event,
right?
It could.
Then you could play your bench card and you could pick Daisy.
But this is where it saves it. It's so good that we made this rule this way. So bench can also go the other way, where I can take my bench card and say, no spin, you don't get to play Tia this round. You have to play either Daisy or Peter.
Yeah. So if Tyler, if he, so
I don't
you
like
can
that.
use.
I don't like that at all.
You can use your bench.
So essentially, it's a double veto.
Yeah, you can use your bench on yourself, or you can play it on somebody.
But you only get it once.
But you only get it once. Yeah. And like, so if Tyler were to do that, it'd be like, nope, spin. You got to pick Daisy or Peter. Then Tyler doesn't have a bench card anymore.
And I don't get
and you
that,
still have one. So like, I mean, if that happened to you early in the the thing, you're probably going to give Tyler that back at some point. You know what I mean? Or somebody else.
So for spin, it actually plays off to his favor because there are only a very few situations where that pick makes sense for spin to play his bench versus like he's a wild card and can just basically double veto us.
Right? No, he's going for other people, right?
That's really great.
I'm probably going for other people. Honestly, Canada and your region, Tyler, are probably the only ones where you want to use somebody just because they came out with their like going to be a home run.
Yeah,
right.
And the last one is shot caller, so it sort of plays on the name.
This isn't really a power up, but it's just like an added addition. It's a part of the game.
It's really a Hail Mary. We got it sort of comes from the inspiration from Chase's Jeopardy game. Was it the Jeopardy? No, it was the what game was that, John? Where basically I got like
the percentage.
I got the percentage right. And so I earned like triple points or something. So if you have to claim which place you think your person's going to make in the event that you play it on. And in that case,
you have to claim they're going to win
points.
No,
you don't have to claim that.
Plus 20, I thought.
Because you could potentially not have the winner. It's not double points.
No, that's the point. Like you have to say they're going to win the event. It's just the winner.
No, because like say you save it for the last event, or say you save it, you might not have a winner, and you might know like the best person on your team's not going to win the event, or that
you have to predict that they're going to be fifth.
I thought you could do that at any point, like at every single. Like
you're going to use it when you have somebody that's going to win.
No, I thought like it wasn't a card. Like you could just say they're going to win the event. Anytime you say they're going to win the event, you get 20 points. If they don't win the event, you get minus 20.
Yeah. And that's it. It also goes against you if you get it wrong. So the smart move here is to play it
on event wins
with your double points, because you get that. But then we made the rule that you could also, if you play it with your double points, you also and you get the shot caller right, it's double of both of them. So say it's what is it 120 if you win, so it's 240.
Yeah, I mean I like yours better. We can just use it as a one-off. That way you can
but if you
can call
are wrong,
the
then you're going to get negative 40 points. So
it's a shot in the dark anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's essentially the game. We will talk about it, I think, a lot at the games.
I know that part was confusing, but like it's fine.
It's really not. It's basically just us interfering with each other.
Yeah.
I think we lost SEMA.
The point is
root for your region.
We're going to have a team. We're going to draft 6 people from every region. Spin has Oceania region, meaning he's probably going to have Tia. It's off of citizenship. Tia, Maddie, and Grace. and then Bailey, Ricky, and Jay. God, that team's crazy.
It's really good.
And then I'm going to pick 6 people from my region. Tyler's going to pick 6 people from his region, USA East. Travis has Canada, and then Peter is going to have Europe. The next week we'll probably announce our teams. I'm assuming next week we'll announce our teams, and then hopefully we'll get it going.
Did you come up with a team name yet?
Me?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna roll with the Wild Wild West. That's our team name.
That's fine. You can do that.
I do. Anything else on Heat 1? I want to go one real quick thing for the audience before we lose them.
East Eagles. If you have a better name for the East, let me know. But that's what we're at right now, is the East Eagles.
All right.
What are you, Spin?
I have no idea.
He is the Oceania Devils.
I like Oceania Outlaws, but anyway, we'll see. Something big is on vindicate.com right now.
Huge.
Snap. Is this what I think it is? I haven't seen it.
So everybody get out your checkbooks.
I don't even know what this is.
Hold on.
And
if
it is
it's not,
time.
I'm going to be
It is
really
time
mad.
for a pre-order.
Please do this.
Oh,
Here it
snap.
is. At vindicate.com, under partner apparel, JY Barbell. There are 3 options for you. All with the JY Barbell Gorilla, but the back is probably the best. So let's scroll
I love
over.
this.
Hot like a hurricane on the back.
Let's go.
John
Let's go.
Young. Vindicate.com, VNDK8.
Oh, they look so good.
.com. You can now do a pre-order. The pre-order ends Sunday, July 7th.
Sunday.
And so there you go. JY Barbell, hot like a hurricane.
What colors?
Black, and then they have the
Blue,
pewter gray, like the gray white.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is. You have, and then there's also distressed tee, and then also a barbell crop
Distressed
top
out tee.
tank. So
I need stuff that's not black. I have so many black tees now.
Well, you get this white one.
I'll get the white one, or I'll get the blue one, or I might get both. Who knows?
Yeah, hot like a hurricane.
Oh, dude, this is
It's
so
it's
exciting.
there. So
I wonder if
Go
I
get
can-
them.
I wonder if
go
I
get
can
them.
Get one
Hopefully,
for free.
hopefully you can get it out so that you can rep that at the games. Get a picture with John Young himself repping JY Barbell gear. So vindicate.com.
You get bonus points if you get DeJuan Young to sign it.
If I can get DeJuan Young to wear that shirt, that'll be great.
Amazing.
That'll be fantastic.
That would be amazing. All right, guys. Good show. Proven show. In all of our games rankings. We'll see how bad we do. But hang with us on the World Cup, Heat 1 World Cup. I think it'll make more sense as we get into it.
Just root for a team.
Rooting for your team.
We're going to start
Bye-bye.